Lawmaker from Memphis says the Bluff City should leave the state of Tennessee. Rep. Antonio Parkinson says the GOP destruction of the majority black 9th congressional district is reprehensible and Memphis needs to become its own state. Action News 5's Joyce Peterson live with a look at how difficult this would be. Joyce.
Joy, Representative Parkinson doesn't just want Memphis to secede from Tennessee. He says Nashville should break away too, with the state's 2 largest cities and all the counties in between, creating a new state called West Tennessee.
I don't think the state of Tennessee deserves a Memphis and Shelby County or a Nashville-Davidson County.
Rocking a Black Votes Matter shirt on Action News 5's A Better Memphis broadcast Friday, State Rep. Antonio Parkinson says Tennessee's 2 blue cities, Memphis and Nashville, should break away and form their own state.
I'm not just talking about Memphis. I'm talking about the eastern border of Nashville-Davidson County and everything to the Mississippi River to create a new state called the new state of West Tennessee, the 51st state. West Tennessee.
Parkinson's secession pitch follows the GOP supermajority approving a new congressional map Thursday, a map that splits Shelby County into 3 districts, dismantling what was the state's only majority black district.
So this is about accountability. So we're paying all of this money, yet you remove our voice. So that is taxation without self-determination. Taxation without actual representation.
Look, at the end of the day, we were able to draw a map based on population, based on politics, and we did not use any racial data.
Tennessee Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton, denies race was a factor when Republicans redrew the map.
Well, I mean, the Democrats did the same thing. If you go back and look in the 90s, they split Shelby County into 3 different congressional districts.
For Memphis to secede, it requires approval from the state of Tennessee and from the U.S. Congress.
Let Memphis secede.
An uphill battle, Representative Parkinson says he is willing to fight.
Why should we stay in an abusive relationship where they've shown us the pattern over and over and over that they really do not see our value or do not care about us?
And astute political watchers may recall that this is not the first time Representative Parkinson has suggested that Memphis secede from Tennessee. He made the same call back in 2018. Do you remember what happened? The state lawmakers, GOP-controlled state legislature, cut the city's funding by $250,000 after Memphis removed 2 Confederate statues. Reporting live in Midtown Memphis tonight, I'm Joyce Peterson, Action News 5.